remember. Am I on?
You are on.
Am I on? Why is that thing there then?
It's fine, I'll go.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Hi. How are you all? Can you hear me and see me? I don't know if you can. Just give us a... I'm not getting anything on the side there, Mary.
I shall have a look.
Have a little look.
Now.
More people are joining.
Here we go. Let's have
Can
a look.
you see? There we go. Hello. Everybody's coming through. That's lovely. Right, excellent. You can see the questions coming through. Hello, everybody. How are you? I've just done a lovely hour's chat. We've had some vino. Mind you, Mary's finished her glass. Mary is here with me.
Would you like some red wine?
I'd like some red wine, please, Mary. Thank you very much. Hello, everybody. Yes, we've just been on the Premier Most Haunted app having a chat with the lovely people over there for an hour. We just wanted to have a chat with you here. We have some technical difficulties with Most Haunted Extra this evening, which I do apologise about, but we're doing everything we can to fix that. Yes, please, Mary, I have some of that. So, hi, I've got my little crystal ball here and a candle beneath it. Now, I'll see if I pull it forward a little bit, perhaps if you guys move that around there. If you guys happen to see anything in there, just let me know. You never know. Oh, thank you. Anyway, cheers to you guys.
Cheers for over here.
Cheers for Mary. We've got Watson here somewhere. Would everybody like to see Watson?
Where is he? Watson.
Oh, where is it? Oh, that's Olive's there. He's taken it into his. He's taken himself off to bed.
Does do that.
Cheers, everybody's saying cheers. Cheers. Go on, Mary, you finished my little bit
thank you.
of doodah day.
Cheers.
So anyway, how are you all? Are you all good?
Let's have a look. Everybody's saying cheers.
Cheers. Here you are, my lovelies. I love you all. Thank you so much for joining us.
Let's have
really means a lot.
Everybody's saying cheers. Wow.
Cheers. There you go. See,
we have around 750 people.
That's wonderful.
Right now.
And I wonder if my mum's watching, because I showed her where the YouTube channel was today, and she went, "Oh, I didn't know you had a YouTube channel. Oh, well, I'll watch that later on." So this is for you, Mum. I love you. Right, love the clock. Lots of people have been saying love the clock. You see, you can keep your eye on the time whilst we're on the air. So we've been talking earlier on all about all sorts of things. We're at Gloucester Prison. Oh, you were there with Carl and everybody. Oh, have a lovely evening. I hope stuff goes well for you and you get lots of paranormal activity. Hello there to Sam. Hello there to, forgive me, my glasses are, Dawn, saying, when is the next book coming, Yvette? Very soon, very, very soon. I'm writing like a demon at the moment, pardon the pun. Hello, says Lucy. Hi, says Callum. Hello, Natalie. How do I join the team? Well, you need to get hold of Jenny at Most Haunted Experience and she'll let you know. Hi, Yvette. Hi there. Hello.
Here's a good question. Oh, we've got a good one.
Go on then, Mary.
It is, let me get back up to it. When you die, will you come back and contact during investigations, and would you play pranks?
Yes. What a fantastic question. Now, I've already discussed this. If anything happens to me, I vow to you lot that I will come back and I will, I don't know, be a really good ghost. But not only that, I would like some of my ashes to be put inside a Ouija board. I think that would be quite good. I said that to Carl, then rather than him going, don't be daft, don't talk about your death like that, he actually went, that's a really good idea. Yeah, so there you go. Will you go back to 30 East Drive? Well, the problem is with 30 East Drive is that the community where they live, I think a lot of young kids like to sort of bang on the windows and stuff, and especially if they knew we were going, I think they'd take the pee rather a lot. So you couldn't really be going doing a Ouija board in the quiet with a load of kids banging on the window. Have you figured out how to use the torch on your phone yet? Just about, but I still start swearing about it all. Who's the fittest ghost out of Paul and Philip? Who's Paul and Philip?
I don't know. What's this?
Who's the fittest ghost out of Paul and Philip? Oh, I don't know what you mean there. I'm being a bit daft. Hi, Yvette and Mary. What are your thoughts on the... I can't read. I went to my... Where? I'm just going so quick.
Right, let me tell you
You
what.
go, Mary.
You
You do it.
Right,
You do it.
okay. What is your scariest ghost encounter outside of filming?
I suppose the table that I'm sat at, I'll show you these chairs. I'll stand up. Oh, gosh. These chairs are incredibly heavy. And I remember Carl was away working, the kids were away for the weekend, and I was in the house on my own. So I locked up and went upstairs to bed, came down in the morning, and all the chairs, there are 6 chairs, and all these chairs were on top of this table in a pyramid. Now, I shit myself. I was absolutely petrified because I was just like, what the hell? But even that, you question yourself, even though you know nobody else has been in the house, you go, so I didn't do anything. Did I sleepwalk? What's going on? And that really did freak me out. And we discovered later on, through contacting the spirits that are here in this house, that there were the 2 children, Elizabeth and Master Benjamin, and they like to move the chairs in the kitchen and move objects around the house. But they're very quiet of late. They have been for the last couple of years, so they seem to be very happy and being very quiet.
Let's see what we have. We have, thought I'd better say hi. How do you stop, this is from Abby, ghosts throwing stuff at you?
You can't stop ghosts throwing stuff at you. I do find it scary, but at the same time absolutely fascinating when what's considered poltergeist activity, because it's objects being thrown. I've come up with a theory, and I call it the callback phenomena, where it's almost like the ghosts get upset when you start to leave the room, and so they'll throw the object again, almost, oi, come back here, I've not finished with you yet, I want attention. And that absolutely fascinates me. I also believe that, and we were talking earlier on the Most Haunted app, and if you can see this is one of the objects that was thrown at the crew. There were many, but I retrieved this. So this is a bullet, allegedly from a World War II rifle, and we were at RAF Raynham, and this came hurtling at me, and I've kept it ever since. Also, Mary, if you want to pass some of those coins as well. Some of you remember some of the programs that we did, and one of them was at the old farmhouse. What's the name of the old farmhouse, Mary?
Codnor Cottage.
Codnor Cottage. And these are just a few of the old pennies that were thrown at us. And they just came down from the ceiling, from nowhere. I've also had a few of these, one of them in my bed, and one of them in the middle of the stairs, placed there. That was a bit spooky. Again, I was on my own, I was coming home, and there they were. So I believe also that these objects, apports, as some people call them, it's almost a bit like, in my mind, my opinion is 3D printing. So you will have an object, and somehow it seems to go through the atmosphere and arrive somewhere else. And that's the only thing I can liken it to. It's absolutely fascinating. We're so blessed to aren't we all, to be into this stuff. And for those of us that have been on investigations, to actually have experienced things. I mean, how blessed are we? I really do think that, people that do paranormal investigations, do ghost hunts, I think we really are blessed. And I think it's fantastic that we are all part of a huge group. I only wish that we could share all our information.
We have somebody called Z4D3 who says, love you, Yvette, wish I saw a ghost. So he's saying hi, and
hello.
Also, people are asking where Papa is.
Papa is on a Most Haunted event. Papa. Carl, my gorgeous man, is on a Most Haunted event. And he's with lots of wonderful people, and they're doing a paranormal investigation. I can't remember which location it is, but they, and if you want to, for those of you who don't know, you can join myself, Carl, Stuart, Greg, Darren, Fred, and new to the team. Is there anybody else I've forgotten there?
Pardon?
Mary's not listening. And new to the team, my brother Rick. You can join us all on a variety of different locations all around the country, and hopefully you'll experience some of the phenomena that we get. Just absolutely fantastic. So those are some of the coins, and those are some of the another thing that I've got. And there are lots of objects that I like to collect. And also, for those of you who've already spoken to me on the Most Haunted premium app, I do apologise if I'm repeating myself. But for those of you who haven't, please get this. New Scientist magazine. I read it as much as I possibly can. It's really interesting. It doesn't talk about paranormal stuff, but it talks about the brain. It talks about, absolutely anything and everything to do with science. And I just think it's really important for us all to be up on, what's going on in the world. And can also help when you're in communication, excuse me, with the other side. I think you have to be open to all sorts of things.
There are a lot of people saying if you're coming to Ireland and if you'd like to investigate there.
I would love to come back to Ireland. I love Ireland. I love the Irish people. They're all just the most beautiful people. And the last time I was there was years and years ago. But you know what? I think I had one of the most frightening nights there. It was early days, and I think we were at Leap Castle, spelt Leap. I think we filmed that in series 1. Or was it series 2? I can't remember now. It was so many years ago. But I remember being really frightened in that castle. Absolutely fascinating story as well. But the people in Ireland were just love Most Haunted so much. They absolutely love us. And every time we go over there, or Carl and Stuart, I think, have been over there a lot more recently than I have. And Carl just comes back and goes, oh my God, I absolutely love going there. So it would be fantastic to go over to Ireland.
There is a question from Mark who says, Hi Yvette, will you come back to, I think that's Welsh, Dynefur Estate?
I have no idea.
Dinefwr.
I would love to, absolutely. The more locations, the better. I think it's really, really important to just keep going and keep doing the investigations as much as possible, and to meet you guys, to come on a Most Haunted experience, meet everybody, talk through theories, talk through your thoughts, your beliefs. That's really, really important. Yes.
Pa says, on. This is Carl, by the way, and you look fab, my gorgeous lady.
Oh, I love you, Mr. Beatty. I'm missing you so much. Very much, but I'm enjoying my wine.
Jackie D says, Hi Yvette, just wanted to give you a personal thank you for making my Most Haunted experience amazing and holding my hand so I was able to reach the Ouija board in my wheelchair. Such a great night.
Oh, that's so lovely. Oh my God, I'll be filling up. For those of you who don't know me, I'm quite an emotional person. I think my family know only too well.
She actually burst into tears when she finished watching Glee.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely burst into tears.
I know. I love that programme. Anyway, I burst into tears. Poor Carl didn't know what to do with me. He was just like, what's going on here? Yes, I am very emotional. I love to meet people. If I could meet you all, I would love to meet you all. I really, really would. And you know what? A lot of it is to tell you, this is my opinion, this is what I believe, is to tell you that there is life after death. There is life after death. You will see your loved ones, you will see your family, your friends, you will see them again. And I want you to know that. It's very, very important that you know that there is life after death. This is not it. It's so much bigger than our little brains can compute. And we all have our theories, and we all have our thoughts. But let me tell you this, from my experience of doing this for 20 years, when I first started doing this, I thought, that's it. When you're dead, you're dead. You're dead and buried. And I used to go around and look at the trees and the grass and go, oh my God, how sad. We'll never, ever see that again. But you know what? You do. And you see it, wow, so vibrantly. It's like, this is like black and white compared to what you see when you go there. Unbelievable.
Helen Davison says, hello, would you ever go back to Little Coat House?
Of course, absolutely. Fantastic. And a place with so much history as well. Fabulous location. I really enjoyed that. So thank you for the question. Yes, any invites welcome.
We have some sorry. I've got a lot of people.
That's Mary singing. Mary, I was just saying before, Mary fancies herself as a singer. She calls herself the singing sensation.
No, I don't call myself that at all. Do you believe in reincarnation?
Now, that's a great question.
And that was from, let me find him. Oh God, where's he gone? There we go, Ricky Mitchell.
Thank you, Ricky. Do I believe in reincarnation? I've often thought about this. I've thought about it very, very deeply. I believe that when you cross over, you have the choice whether you wish to come back. And I believe that many people don't want to come back. I often ask people when I'm in communication with them from the other side, do you want to come back? And they all say no. Not one of them has ever said yes. I believe that I've read stories, I've watched documentaries, just probably as many as you have. And I find it absolutely fascinating. There's a wonderful story. I can't remember now. It's a young lady that found, she kept thinking that her family, I think they were in Ireland or somewhere, and they were a lot older than her, and they were her children. And she was younger than than her sort of living relatives. Absolutely fantastic documentary. So there's lots of evidence to suggest that reincarnation exists. I think you have the choice when you go over there. And maybe once you have developed over there and you've learnt and your soul has become it's nourished for whatever you need to do, and I think maybe some people want to come back because there's other things they have to learn to develop. So I hope that sort of answers the question.
We have, do you think all orbs are dust?
No, I don't. I've seen some spectacular photographs with orbs. A lot of orbs are dust, insects, reflection off the infrared or off flash. So there's a lot of logical explanations as to what orbs can be. But I've also seen extraordinary photographs of where the orb has been blown up, and I've seen not just pareidolia. For those of you who don't know what that means, it's where you can, you make faces out of clouds, or you make faces out of, a curtain or something, and people go, oh my God, a curtain. You know what I mean? It could be a curtain in the back of a photograph, and people might say, oh, that's a face, but actually it's not. It's just the creases in the curtain, if that makes sense. So that's what pareidolia is. But I've seen people's faces, and it's not pareidolia. It's absolutely outstanding. And for me, I think that some orbs are part of or some sort of materialization of a spirit.
Have you had spirits remember you when you have returned to a venue?
Yes, I have. I've said, do you remember me? And they've actually knocked out our names, which is quite extraordinary.
When I used to do the emotional...
Lean in, Mary, in case people don't...
I don't like my hair.
I'm just going to say hello. Hello, there's Mary. She's gorgeous.
But no, so when we used to do the most haunted experiences, if we got some sort of activity, I would ask whoever I was on the event with, celebrities, if they would remember them. And I would ask, do you know who the man's steward is? Bang, bang. Or the Ouija board thing with planchette would go to yes, or whatever it was. And it was so interesting because as soon as I said, did you like so-and-so? Do you like Darren? Do you like Fred? It would usually come out as a no. But as soon as I mentioned you, it was yes. So yeah.
It's only because I'm a bird. That's all. Probably some randy old spirit there that likes a bit of ginger. Can't believe I just said that.
Randy old spirit that likes a bit of ginger. Ew.
Oh my God. Can't believe I just said that.
We do have a question from Jamie who's saying, what is scrying?
Scrying. Now scrying goes back, oh gosh, many hundreds of years. It's many people believe it's a way of communicating with the other side. So most people, they know of it now as you would put a mirror and then you would put a candle in front of the mirror, a little bit like what we're doing now, really, with the crystal ball. And then you would stare into the mirror or the crystal ball or whatever you feel comfortable with, and you would either stare at it and you would see if the spirit could actually change your face or manifest their face onto your face or make different shapes. So scrying takes many different sort of forms and different ways of doing it, and it depends on the religion. Even tribes, various tribes in different parts of the world going back hundreds of years would use scrying. I mean, I think sort of some of the earliest Ouija boards were just sort of sticks in mud, and people would use that as a form of communicating as well. So all these ways of communicating with the other side come from many different countries, and they come from years and years, hundreds of years old.
I think Bethany is saying, how do you protect yourself during an investigation?
Well, I wear a necklace, and my necklace has my grandmother's crucifix on it. It has a little tiny silver medallion with my grandfather's fingerprint on it. And then it has a little heart, and inside the little heart is some of my dad's ashes. And I think I mentioned on the podcast just gone recently that I was doing a ghost hunting with Boyzone, and one of the members of Boyzone went, "Oh, that's a nice necklace," pointing to the heart with some of my dad's ashes in it. And I went, "Oh," I said, "Yes, this has got my dad's ashes in it." And he went, "Small man, was he?" Which made me laugh.
Mark is saying, you know how I said Downfire and I didn't know how to pronounce it? He's saying it's Newton House.
Oh.
Phil, it had the moving iron wheelchair.
Yes.
In a room full of World War I stuff. Would you go back there?
Yes, absolutely. And I think we kept hearing the static from the radio coming on as well. And I think that was with Bullet for My Valentine. We went there as well. Wow, that was an amazing place. Do you know, Bullet for My Valentine, for those of you who don't know who they are, they're a big metal band, and they're really into Most Haunted, and they came along to that particular location. I think I've got the right location, forgive me if I haven't, but on this particular one, they were so frightened that we all went into the car, in their car park, sat in their car. It was very posh, it had leather seats, and we heard knocking on the outside of the car. Talk about grown men screaming. I mean, that car was rocking, and there was no naughtiness going on in there, let me tell you. It was rocking with fear.
A lovely lady called Jane says, have you ever had any negative experiences from using a Ouija board?
I haven't had. I've done thousands of Ouija boards, and I've never had anything negative happen to me. It depends on your own belief and what you're comfortable with. Myself, I've done that many of them. I just genuinely believe that I am protected by my family. I don't believe that they would let anything negative happen to me. I have a real belief in that. So that's probably part of the protection. I know Carl has a different, he thinks it's, there's no way anything bad can happen to you. It's all Hollywood that's made it that way. Me personally, I silently in my head, I sort of close it down and open it up, and that makes me feel an awful lot better.
We have Debsy Do 100 who says, would you like to do Buckingham Palace or any other royal residencies?
Yes, and me and Mr. Beatty, we went to the Tower of London, and we walked around, just, as tourists, we walked around and we got knocking. Well, honest to God, if any of the foreigners that were walking behind us, honestly, I'm talking to the floorboards, is there anybody there? If there is. Anyway, this knocking was happening, and you could feel it underneath your feet. And in some parts of the Tower of London, when you're walking round, it's a lot of wooden floorboards. Now, here's something interesting. The knocking does happen through concrete and so on, concrete and other flooring and walls. But it seems to be more prevalent and much louder in wood. Now, I've asked the question to the other side, and they say it's a better conductor because it's from trees, so it's natural. I know everything that we use, brick and everything. It's all comes from the earth, but for some bizarre reason, they seem to prefer wood, which is very interesting. If anybody doesn't know who I am and what's going on here, they'll be thinking, what is this nutter woman talking about?
No, they'll be thinking, what an amazing, gorgeous
lady. Bless her.
Somebody, where are you? Beth Mack is saying, if you could contact anyone on the other side, who would it be?
Oh my God, John Lennon, come on. John Lennon and George Harrison. Oh my God. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a massive Beatles fan. My dad was a huge Beatles fan, and I'm a massive Beatles fan. I absolutely adore them. It's almost like, well, I watch all the old concerts and I watch all the old footage, and I think that they are the most gorgeous creatures. And if I'd been around when they were in their heyday, I would have wet my knickers and screamed an awful lot. And John would have been, John! Yeah, that's me.
We have Steph Foster who says, shout out for Jamie, please. Thank you for lending your
Jamie.
coat to Jamie at Ruthin at the meet and greet back in January. He's got the real bug for ghost hunting.
Oh,
now he has
I
took your
remember.
advice to meditate.
Oh, good, yes. Now that's the thing. If you have hi Jamie, yes, it was we did really well, didn't we? The table was bumping and knocking around. It was great. If you have the slightest inkling that you are slightly sensitive, or you're really into this, go for it. Start meditating. And there's some amazing amazing people out there that have written the most amazing books. They have fantastic YouTube channels now. There's a gentleman called Jürgen Ziew. Now I think it's spelled Yurgen, and then it's Ziew, Ziewe. Jürgen Ziew. Check him out. Very, very interesting gentleman. And he talks about how he meditates, but then he does lucid dreaming. And while he's meditating and doing this lucid dreaming, he's able to go to the other side and communicate with his relatives. He describes what the other side is like. And it fits in a lot with when I'm in communication with the spirit world and they talk to me. And it fits in with the things that he's saying. So he's a very, very interesting chap. I have emailed him, but he's not got back to me.
We have from XX Jim Monkey XX, nice username. Hi, I'm Heidi and I'm 12 years old.
Hi,
Do you
Heidi.
reckon you'll still be doing investigations by the time I'm old enough to come?
Absolutely. Because I have such a passion for it. I don't want to ever stop doing it, even if it's not on the telly. We've got YouTube now, and it's funny, isn't it, with them, it was William and Mary, really, and all the youngsters saying to us, you need to go on YouTube, it's the way it's going, and me and Carl were like, no, it's no. But they're right, it is the way it's going. So as long as there's an outlet for it, I will continue to investigate it, and so will Carl, because we have, and I was saying before on the app, it's not about making a TV program. It's not about being famous, not that I am, or being a celebrity, not that I am. I don't consider myself to be that. It's not about that. It's about investigating the paranormal. It's about being lucky enough to be in that situation and to investigate it. And I want to keep doing it for as long as I can. Even if I'm in a mobility scooter, if I can say that, mobility scooter, I will still keep doing Most Haunted or paranormal investigations because my heart's in it. I love it.
We have Gemma Jones who says, what are your opinions on crystals?
I do have crystals by my bed. And Mr. Beatty, Carl, is often going out, and he'll come back with a load of crystals for me. I believe that they have healing powers, and I think people that are sort of ready to poo-poo anything like that, I think, hang on a minute, before we're ready to poo-poo stuff, let's just have a go. Have a go at anything. Crystals, acupuncture, meditation, all sorts of things, anything and everything. You've got to be open-minded to all of it. Let's not be closed off to these things. It's very, very important to open up your heart and open up your mind and to be kind. Be kind to other people. Don't be so, I see it so often, people out there poo-pooing other people's paranormal investigations, having a go at other people, and it's wrong. We should be very, very considerate to other people, shouldn't we? And stick together, really, because we're very blessed.
Well, in a case where, a large majority of the people who enjoy the show and watch the show, they're all believers of some sort of the same thing. So when you have somebody turning around and, squaring up to another person saying, well, what you believe in is a load of nonsense, if you're part of the same group, stick together. Try and experience new things. If you don't
That's
believe in
right.
crystals, maybe talk to somebody who does, see
Absolutely.
why they believe in that. Then, anyway, but we have Schmaz Nails by Marie, who says, would you go back to Pendle Hill again?
Yes, so many people ask me this question, and absolutely. But the sad thing is that the house that we investigated, I don't know if you remember this, but is it Tyndale Farm, or have I got the wrong bit? There was a couple of, we went back when we did the live at Halloween, we went to one particular place, and I think that's Tyndale Farm, and then we went back to another place, I think a year later, which wasn't the same place. It was another farmhouse in the land. But the original farmhouse has been sort of kitted out, and it's rented out to private people now. So obviously they don't want a television crew stomping in there trying to contact the dead. I don't think they'll be able to sleep very well at night. They did find, some archaeologists did find a little cottage, didn't they, within the grounds. And that was very, very interesting, but it's sort of outside, so we'd need somewhere that's a little bit bigger than that. We've got there's quite a few of us, so I would love to go back there. Really, really would. Very interesting.
We have Chelsea Ledger, who says, do voodoo dolls work?
Well, that's a great question, Chelsea, because when I first saw the voodoo doll being worked on Most Haunted, I have to say my first reaction was, oh, what a load of nonsense, this is not going to work at all. And it blew my mind, because I just thought, this is crazy. None of us knew who, I think it was Fred that had done it, who had chosen, they'd taken hair samples or nails from everybody. So they didn't know whose it was that was going to be put in the voodoo doll. And I think, if I remember rightly, I think it was Brian Shepherd, lovely Brian Shepherd, who's such a nice person and such a fantastic medium, by the way. And I think it affected him. And that was really quite amazing to watch. And then it happened to Stuart years later, and again Fred had done something similar, and to see it happening again, that was really quite frightening. So my experiences are, yes, the voodoo doll does work. I mean, frightening. There's so much that we don't understand and don't know about. It really is extraordinary.
We have you guys tried any ghost apps? Have you ever, do you know?
No.
People will download a lot of apps onto their phone.
Yes, no, I have to say well, I can't even find a torch on my iPhone, so come on, guys. Do you honestly think I'm going to download an app?
Thing is, I think with a lot of ghost apps, I think it's like a K2 meter. It's built for one thing, isn't it? It's built for, the very idea of picking up electromagnetic frequencies. But with your phone, it doesn't matter if you download an app onto it or not. It's not going to suddenly, in my personal opinion, it's not going to suddenly become a ghost finding tool. It's still your phone, and you've downloaded an app onto it. And I think it's a shame, because I think a lot of them, there are quite a few that you have to pay a lot of money for, and you have to pay monthly and all that sort of stuff. And, if you guys are getting good results from that, great.
However, if you enjoy it. If you enjoy it. I don't use apps because I can't work my phone.
That's so true.
She
couldn't even work out how to do this today.
Mary had to do all of this tonight. There's no way. Thank you, Mary, by the way. We just thank Mary, because there's no way I'd be able to do this on my own. No way. I can't even turn my phone on. I can't even turn it off. That's how bad it is.
Can't even turn it off.
I can't.
There is Dawny B, who says, have you been contacted by a ghost you know?
Yes, my dad, Dawny. My dad, my grandmother. My grandmother was the first spirit to communicate with me, and it was actually, we filmed it on Most Haunted, and I burst into tears because it was through a Ouija board. And that's the thing, if you're on a Ouija board or any type of communication and you think you have a relative, make sure you ask questions that only you know the answers to. But that was a chair. That was a chair.
I'll do the sound again.
Yeah, there was a chair, not Mary farting or me farting. So of course, I'm a Cindy doll down there. Don't do
whatever. Yeah, you're known as the gassiest woman, even to your hubby and my pa.
Anyway, talking about what were we talking about? So you put me off now, Mary. Yes, make sure that when you think you're in communication with a loved one, that you have questions in your mind that only you know the answer to. But make sure you ask them multiple choice. So, can you tell me the first car that I had, Dad? Was it a knock or move the planchette? Was it a Golf? Was it a Volvo? Was it a Robin Reliant? And then if it moves, and ask 3 questions like that. But in your mind, this is where it gets complicated. Give out the wrong answer, because I've done lots of sort of research into this, my own research using the Ouija board, using knocking. They can read your mind. We had some volunteers, and I said to them, think of your telephone number. And they thought of their telephone number, and then the planchette went to the telephone number that person was thinking of. It moved to the so for me, that proves that, again, it's the conscious mind, that they're aware of what you're thinking, which is a little bit scary. I've also asked my dad, have you been in the bathroom and watched me having a poo? And he said yes.
Nice. Ew.
No.
File.
I mean, not like he got any enjoyment out of it. I thought it was just funny. He thought it was funny. Yes.
We have. Oh God, everybody's. Apparently people are saying it's nearly the 20th anniversary. This is Creative Willis says, guys, it's not long before the. Oh, I've lost it. Where's it gone? Not long before the 20th anniversary of Most Haunted. Have you considered doing a revisit series, visiting old classic locations like Station Hotel, Dudley, Green Gate Brewery, etc.?
Do you know, that is a brilliant idea. And I think Carl hit upon it not that long ago, saying, do you know, it's nearly 20 years, which is like, wow, that's amazing. And I would love to go back to all those places. But would you guys like us to go back to all those places? That's the thing. You know, it's about you. It's what you want to see. You know, otherwise you might go, oh gosh, this is a bit boring. We've already seen this. Would you like new, fresh locations, or would you like us to go back to some of the old ones? You've got to let us know.
Leslie Taylor, lovely Leslie.
Hello, lovely Leslie.
He says, hi Yvette, glad you like the handbag. Kiss, kiss.
Yes, very nice. Thank you, darling. Very lovely.
We have... Everybody's just saying, yep, definitely, yes, ma'am, do it.
What, do you
yes,
mean go back or?
Yeah, revisit
or
for
new?
the win. Yeah, everybody's kind of saying... everyone's just saying yes. I don't really know what to, but yes, everybody's going yes. Go and do some of the old locations. Some
Right.
people say World War II locations.
Oh, I
Alton
love World
Towers,
War II.
Station Hotel,
Yes.
Standon Hall,
Yes.
Eden Camp.
Yes.
Will Watson join you on any more investigations, says Lara.
Yes, absolutely. We only take Watson. He's gone to bed. Do you know he's a lazy bugger? You know?
No, he used to go to bed at this time. He's taken after his mother.
What was I going to say? Yeah, we'd love to take Watson to locations, but they have to be really, don't really like to take, I'm terrible with him. He's my baby, you see, so I don't like him to be uncomfortable.
Oh God, it's actually like my mother.
Yeah.
Oh God.
So if the journey is an hour away, any more than that, I don't think it's fair. So I don't like him to be in the car more than an hour, and the location has to be cleared of glass or anything like that. It can't be derelict. I've tried him with some protective little booties on, but he wouldn't have it because I was just really worried about his feet and stuff.
Albert Penny.
Albert Penny.
Penny.
What a great name!
I know. He says, oh, where's he gone? Albert Penny. Well, right, there you go. I like your glasses. I have the same ones.
Do you? What make are they? Can't see.
Let's have a look. They are.
I remember
Fendi.
Fendi, very nice Fendi glasses. Mr. Beatty bought them for me.
Tell you what, the funny thing is that when Watson has to go on an investigation, people, the actual back of the bed, of the car, is made of the bed. The actual back of the car in the car seat is actually made into a full-on
bed.
5-star hotel for him.
Oh yes.
When I have to go on long journeys with the mother, it's like, right,
she's just
I'm a bottle
jealous.
of water.
She's just jealous.
I am.
All these lovely people.
All these lovely people are saying it's very hard to. Right, hang on. Let me focus on.
Shall I show you something? Sounds rude, but it's not. Moving away from haunted stuff, I wanted to show you. You see the thing of the new scientist there. I wanted to show you this picture. This is, I don't know if you can see me there on the top there in the Land Rover. And that is when I was filming on Blue Peter. And for those of our overseas subscribers, in America particularly, I always remember somebody saying in America, go, oh my God, are you a porn star? Like Blue Peter? Doesn't that mean like dirty dick? I was like, no, it's a children's program, for God's sake. Anyway, so yes, I did a program called Blue Peter, and it wasn't a porn show. It was a children's show. And we travelled to Zimbabwe. And there I am. And you can see the old-fashioned film camera there. I was in television when we used film all those years ago. And the gentleman driving the Land Rover there spoke like that, you see? And it was frightfully like that. And he picked us up from the airport. And he said, right, come on. We're going to go and go and see if we can track some elephants. And he picked us up in this Land Rover and he took us off. And we went, and this is the elephant that we found. And we tracked him all day with this herd through the bush. And we came across him. I've never been so frightened in my life. He went, right, stand still. Don't make a move. If he'll feel your vibrations as you start stomping around, so just be careful. And he was picking up elephant poo and feeling for the temperature and seeing how far away this elephant was. It was the most fantastic thing. And then that's me in a little biplane, and we're flying over, and then that's me meeting some amazing people in this beautiful little village. And the simplicity and the way that they lived was just unbelievable. And I've met some of the most fantastic people in my life. And it makes you realise just how lucky we all are in the country that we live in. And these people were so hospitable. They couldn't do enough for us. They would have given you their flipping shirt off their back if they could. They were just fantastic. I have some amazing memories of some of the things that I have done in my career. And I just wanted to share that with you because I absolutely have such amazing memories of doing these trips and going around the world and meeting some of the most amazing people. And I know the time's not right now, but when everything calms down with this virus and everything, particularly any young people that are watching, if you have the opportunity, get out there and go and see the world, because it enhances your soul, it enriches your soul, it makes you a better person. Go and travel if you can. If you can afford it, go and see the world and what it has to offer. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you because I have such fond memories of all my journeys, and I think it makes you think about life. And that's what all this is about. Talking to you tonight. It's about life. It's about how we live it. It's about what happens when we die. And there isn't a day, I don't think, when I don't think about death in a good way, thinking about, gosh, what happens to us and what's the journey like. And I know for an absolute fact that we go on and we will be reunited with our loved ones. 100%. We will be greeted by our loved ones. And we mustn't be afraid of death. We mustn't be frightened of it, because it is just part of the journey, part of the bigger picture. And I just wanted to share that with you.
Tony Clark says, my father died in January 2020 and I keep asking him to contact me to let me know he's okay. Do you think he can hear me talking to him?
Absolutely, 100%. I have a picture of my dad by the side of my bed. I have his face on my computer. I say hello to him every morning. I say hello to him every night. I get him a Father's Day card, birthday cards. I think it's really, really important. They can see you and they can hear you. They're aware of everything that you do. They don't like to see you upset. It upsets them. they can't. I've asked my dad many times, what do you think I should do about this? And he won't give me any answer. And I know why. It's because this is your life, Yvette, and you have to make these decisions the same as you. You have to make your decisions. He can't influence, or your family can't, that have gone over to the other side, they can't influence your decisions in life. You know, it's free will. It's your free will. It's what you want to do. But they can hear you and they can see you. And so I think it's very, very important you think of them as dead. They're not dead. They're just in a place where you can't see them, but they can see you and they can hear you. They're just in a different place, and you will see them again. It's like they've just gone on a really long holiday. And do you know what? When I was Mary's age, 20, it only seems like yesterday, and time goes so quickly. And I think when you go over to the other side, time is irrelevant. Time is an earthbound thing. Over there, it's completely different.
It's like a man-made thing, though, really.
It is, actually. It is. Well, it is a man-made thing, isn't it?
Leslie Taylor says, would you ever go back to acting?
I would love to go back to acting. I would like to be, very much so, an evil person in Doctor Who. I think I would be marvellous. Even if I get killed in the first minute, you know, being like an evil bitch. That would be quite good, that, really, wouldn't it?
You could be a female version
I could be a cyberborg, Cyberman.
Cyberman. No,
Cyberborg. Cyberman. I could be a Cyberman.
You know Doctor Who? He has his nemesis, the Master, because it's a female Doctor. Wouldn't it be cool to have a female Master?
I think a lot of men would get really peed off with that.
Really?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people in general probably, because then, you know, for me the Doctor will always be David Tennant.
Yeah, for me it was always forgotten his name now.
Well, we'll change the subject. Well, not we, but we have Tina. Where have you gone? Tina Catwitch, who says, "What about pets? Will they be on the other side?"
Yes.
Your opinion?
Yes, definitely. In my opinion, pets, you will see them again. Absolutely, 100%. They will be there. And I again, in this house, I often feel the presence of Stan, the Alsatian that we lost, and Arthur and Elsie, we lost them last year, 2 weeks within each other. That was a hard blow. But they're here, and when I take Watson and Olive out for a walk, I sometimes can sense them being around. Their souls, their energy, they're here. It is the most bizarre thing, isn't it? We can't get to... You know, when we're kids, most of us anyway, I don't know what your religion is, whatever, but my religion was C of E. So you go to church, you know, Christmas is Easter, you're at school, you're in assembly, you're singing your hymns and all the rest of it. And from being a baby, growing up, child, whatever, you are sort of, it's conditioned into you that you are, you know, Jesus, we believe in this man called Jesus who died on the cross for us and all that kind of stuff. And we are, you know, you grow up believing in something that you've never seen. This faith, you've never seen it, but you believe in it. And my theory is that we're asked to believe in something that we can't see. So I want to try and see something and experience it so I can believe in it. And that's what, over the last 19 years, coming up for 20 years, I've seen it. I've experienced it, and now I believe in it. Before all of that, I didn't. And when I didn't believe in a life after death, my life was happy, but I had this fear, this awful fear, this blackness that when you're dead, you're in the ground, that's it. And it really, really had an effect on me, and it really used to get me down. But since doing this programme, thank God for Most Haunted, because my whole life turned round and I'm a much happier person because I now know that there is life after death. There is something else. And I think that for each individual person, I think it can really help you to have a belief, whatever it is. Have some sort of belief, some sort of faith. Even if you don't believe that there is life after death, that's your belief, that's a faith.
We have BuckyBoy321 who says, what are your top tips for a first-time paranormal investigation?
Wrap up warm.
Get those thermal tights.
Get those thermal tights on. Get your big pants on. Believe. Go out there with high expectations. Go out there thinking, I'm going to experience something. If you go out there, and this is I think I can speak for Carl. Carl's very much kind of, if you go out there and believe you're not going to get anything, you won't get anything. You've got to go out there and believe that you are going to capture something. You are going to experience some sort of paranormal activity. And as I say, if you go out there and believe you won't get anything. And this strange sniffing noise is Olive, the Jack Russell, sniffing at the back door. Do you want to let her out?
That was so in sync.
It was so in sync.
Do you want to go outside, baby?
Would I ever do an investigation, says Becky, without protection? I have done many, many times. And I haven't consciously thought about it, and I've come away going, oh God, I didn't do protection at all. It's not affected me. I've done many investigations where I've come home and been very upset, but that's normally when someone's been physically harmed. That does upset me. Yeah.
So I've got a face full of crisps.
That's all right.
Would you go? Oh, we've had this question quite a lot. Would you go to Skinwalker Ranch in the USA? I've never heard of that, but isn't a skinwalker a type of entity that's
I've heard of this location.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Anywhere that we've not been, no matter how bad, I want to go. I'd be bloody terrified. It's like being in a roller coaster ride. I hate roller coaster rides. But a lot of you out there that have been in some, you will have been in some of the most amazing roller coaster rides or funfair rides, and halfway through you thought, what the hell have I done this for? This is awful. And you've come off and you've gone, actually, that was amazing. I want to do it again. Well, that's my theory on ghost hunting. So anywhere, one of the places I'd love to investigate is Myrtle's Plantation, Paris Catacombs. I would love to go there. We went to a place in Italy, in Sicily actually. It was called Palermo, and that was with Paul O'Grady. I don't know if you ever remember seeing it. It was ghost hunting with Paul O'Grady. And we went to this place, and it was, I've forgotten the name of it, but with these sort of catacombs where the monks would embalm people and dress them up and hang them on the walls. And that was the most bizarre, frightening place to do an investigation, because you're stood on your own in a corridor, and these corridors are really quite thin, and you've got human bodies hanging on the walls. It was extraordinary, and yet I would go back there again, because it was the most fantastic experience in a bizarre, weird way from a paranormal point of view. And we got some fantastic activity, especially I think it was in the embalming room itself. We got a lot of EVP, but actual whispers, not through machines, but actually audibles that we could hear with our own ears, which was absolutely fascinating.
We did have, let me try and find it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. We did have a lovely comment from, I can't find it now.
She's very good, isn't she?
I'm very...
She's marvellous. Do you know how much I love this girl? She's the most amazing,
so
wonderful. Don't we just love our kids? Aren't our kids fabulous?
We did have a lovely comment from, where have you gone? Oh no, that's a shame.
I wish I could read every single one of your
I know,
comments. They go so fast, I can't.
Every single one just keeps on jumping.
Would I go to Alcatraz? Yes. Question for Mary. It's gone by so quick, I can't see it.
I don't even know whether, I can't even see that one.
Would you? It's gone.
Here we go. Right. Oh, I've got the questions for Mary one.
Yeah.
What has it been like joining the team, and have you experienced any strange things happen to you that has shocked you? But what most wanted experience team?
Yeah.
What the team is in?
Both, I would say.
Most wanted experience team. It's been lovely to see people who have come to the events and genuinely want to enjoy coming to a paranormal event. As in, not a lot of people in their spare time would have any want to go to a haunted location on a Friday and Saturday night. So it's nice to meet people who have an appreciation for that. But joining the actual team, I'm not going to lie, it was actually quite scary doing that first little
She was so brave. She went, we were Eden Camp, I'll never forget that. She went off on her own. And there's no way in the first few days, as you guys know, you know, some of you have watched Most Haunted from the very beginning. Would I have ever gone off on my own in a World War II flipping camp? No way! And you did that all year. I was so proud of you.
That's the thing, is that this, you know, I just thought, if I'm on an investigate, there was one time when everybody had left Shrewsbury Prison, and we had a few people who didn't. This was on an event, and we had a few people who hadn't signed out, which meant that we had to go and make sure they weren't still in the prison. So I had to go off on my own into C Wing. Which I think was that the place that they housed either the women or the paedophile or something like that. I don't know, it was one of the two. And it came across as, I just went, is there anybody here? Not meaning for spirits, just general people. And this massive bang happened behind me, and I absolutely cacked myself, and I ran downstairs.
I'm surprised. I remember I was in the hairdresser's and she phoned me, picking up here, weren't you, trying to get everything ready for the evening at Shrewsbury Prison. She's on her own in this place, and she's saying, "Mum, I'm really scared. I'm on my own, and I'm hearing banging and doors banging." Accrington, sorry, yeah.
But no, it's in joining the team. You're all pretty awesome. You and Pa are the most awesomest.
Well, bless you. I'll pay you later for that.
No, thank you. The only thing I want to know, advice-wise, is where Fred got this Cuban heels. I want some myself, just so I can annoy the crap out of you around the house.
Well, they're not Cuban heels, I have to say.
Dun dun dun.
Dun 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 dun. If Glenn was here now, I'd say to him, "Can you put some dun 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 in?" They're not Cuban heels. They're just normal brogues. But he clatters around like he has got Cuban heels on. He's a lovely, 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 funny guy. If you're watching, Fred, hello. We miss you. I love seeing all your comments. They go so blooming quickly.
I know, they are saying, "Oh, what was the funniest moment on an investigation?"
The funniest moment? The funniest moment on an investigation? Oh, it's been so many. Stuart falling through an open grave. That was good. You can actually see that on YouTube. Type in Stuart falls through grave, most haunted. Falls in grave, most haunted. That's great. Oh gosh. There's just been so many. Absolutely so many funny situations. I'm so blessed. We're all so blessed to have done this show for so long.
Someone said your bobble hat. That was
my
hilarious.
God.
That was my hat as well.
Was it? That was my hat. I've given it away to a fan.
That's fine.
The bobble hat was pretty good.
That was probably
good. That was good. I think there's a nice little bit of car walking to a cobweb somewhere, and he goes, and he slow-mos down. It's really good. Tripping over, falling over, farting.
All that sort of stuff, just
weeing.
general.
I actually did wee on an investigation once because I was laughing so much because I was so frightened. This is something that I do. When I get nervous, I laugh. It's awful. Awful predicament to be. Not predicament. What's the word I'm looking for? When you have something. I can't think of the word.
Experience event.
No. It's you'll fill it in. You know what I mean?
It's an awful experience to go through.
No, it's an awful. When you have something that. Oh my God! I can't think of it.
Thrust upon you.
It's a good job I don't do the news. Can you imagine me at the news? So anyway, Boris, what do you think of? Can't think of the word.
Unfortunately, we have officially
finished. It's time to say goodbye. It's time to say goodbye. Let's say goodbye first. Just wanted to say goodbye. Hang on. Just wanted to say thank you so very, very much for joining us. It really has been lovely chatting to you. And now I'm going to be doing these once a week. Just chatting away with people. I just think it's really, really important to talk about our experiences and share them. And I just wanted to say, love you all. And let's keep this family together and just keep talking about everything.
And keep the love.
Keep the love. And I won't sing. No, Mary, don't do that. Smack you.
Why?
And with all this virus stuff going on, can I just say, I don't mean to bring it down. Please, please, please be safe. Please be safe. We have to look after each other. Anyway,
wash your hands.
You sound like Boris now. Anyway, lots of love to you all.
Right.
Please be safe. Please be careful. Keep healthy. Keep safe.
See, this is where I've got to figure it out.
You've got to figure it out now.
I do. Hang
Oh,
on. Right.
just gonna
Goodbye.
figure it-
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Yeah.